know what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 How it
Yes. Welcome. How It All Works family. It's good to be back with another episode. And this time we're talking about voiceovers. Yes, voiceovers. I see some of you have already started to comment. And I know that your comments are probably based on the new intro song. I see you. Gaston Pierre, I see you in the comments, Frams. Thank you. My wife is in the comments as well. Kanik, I see you. Thank you. Monty Weaver, thank you. Henry's in the comments. Yes. Yeah. That beat again. I told you last week, Oliver Marcel, my guy in Maryland, he's the one that makes these beats for me. I've got another one that I've been using all season long, season 1 and some of season 2. Now we got a new one and he's even making another one. So we'll roll those out, man. Anselm Paul, I see you in the comments. Oh man, Winona from Virginia. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for joining us, man. We are locked and loaded. We are going to have a phenomenal conversation today. I'm excited to share this conversation with all of you. And so why don't you take a second right now to share the stream? Share it on social media, whatever, Facebook, send it, text it to a friend, take the YouTube link, do whatever you need to do. Share the stream with whoever you think would be interested in just peeking behind the veil a little bit, in the voiceover community, hearing from two people who are doing it, who are in there, who are in the trenches daily, just a little bit more to understand how it all works. I am not going to hold you much longer. I see that you're commenting. Tell me where you're coming from. Some of you are just talking about that track. I see Winona's here from Virginia. I know where Anselm is down in Florida. Florida. I hope that all of you have your voting plan already in place if you have not voted already. And so you hopefully you have some plan in place to get that thing done either today or tomorrow. But yeah, without any further ado, we're going to jump right into discussion right after the intro. My first guest, Micha Logan, is going to be on screen with us. Let's go. Well, we are here, and my guest is here with us. Now, I'm going to give you a chance to introduce yourself to the audience, Micha, but I want to say this real quick. Last season's first season, season 1, we've only had this season and last season. We had a panel of photographers on the show. We called it Photographer's Delight, and a mutual friend of ours, Gianna Snell, was one of our experts on that show. Yeah. And one of the focal pictures that she used for that episode was of Micha Logan, and you had this smoke thing in your hand. Mm-hmm. So cool. It was so cool. Such a creative. And she talked about the whole story behind the shot. Yeah. If you haven't gotten a chance to go check out season 1, Photographer's Delight, it's on the howitallworks.com page. Just go through some of the videos there. You'll see it. Photographer's Delight. Gianna Snell, Chris McNish, Neville Sampson, several. I mean, just for Chip Dizard, phenomenal photographers on the show, on that panel that day, and they just shared a wealth of knowledge with us. And of course, you get a chance to see Micha's picture. So, Micha, this is kind of like not really your first time on the show, but it is your first time on the show in person. So, just take a moment and introduce yourself to the folks. I know who you are, having lived in Huntsville. You're kind of an icon here, but talk to the folks a little bit about who you are and again your relationship to the whole voiceover world.
Well, my name is Micha ML6 Logan. I am a radio personality in Huntsville, Alabama on WEUP. I have been there for 16 years. I got started in my radio career at WOCG, now WJOU.
That's right.
I was in college at Oakville University. I started there in 2002, and I ventured on over to WEUP, and I've been there. And during my time there, I really loved how I would do commercials.
Nice.
I felt like there was a way that I could, make my voice change and do all these creative things. And I said, you know what? If this radio thing doesn't work out for me, this is what I'm going to do.
Look at that.
Yeah. But to be perfectly honest, in my mind, I envisioned that it would be something that I would do when I got married and have kids. So I could be like, well, I can build a studio in my home.
Nice.
Instead of me, being committed to my husband and children, I could still do what I wanted to do and, still do this and do that. And that's what I thought. But God really saw something different. And he was like, no, we're not looking for a man or a child. I'm putting you in this world and I'm doing it now.
Wow.
So that really is my testimony of how God's timing and alignment was definitely not something that I saw, But he heard me when he said that it was something that I wanted to venture in. He just said I had something different and I had a different time for you. I love radio. Don't get me wrong. It's something that has developed me for a very long time.
Right.
But to be honest, I am out of the demographic in terms of like for hip hop and R&B, even though, you know, I got all this going on. Age-wise, I am out of the demographic, and you know, relatability. Luckily, I have a 20-year-old sister who keeps me very much in the loop, and I
You gotta have them.
Yeah, I have that, but there's just something different for me about the voiceover world, and I listen to television. I don't necessarily watch it. I listen. So oftentimes my friends are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm listening to TV. They're like, what do you mean? I literally am under the covers or my back is turned and I'm listening to the inflection of voices. I'm listening to like how things change and from scene to scene. Like literally that's 80% of how I watch television. I listen to it to become familiar with voices.
Wow.
And I've been doing that for years. People think I'm asleep and I'm like, no, I'm literally closing my eyes, listening, and I'm envisioning the scene in my head.
Wow.
And I'm going up and down in my mind. So when it's time for me to do said voiceover, in my mind, I'm thinking about how will this convey if a person is watching?
Right.
How will they listen while seeing? So I think about all of those things as I'm doing voiceover. So really, that's just a little bit of my story as it pertains to Gianna and the pictures. I am a 7-year breast cancer survivor. This is my 7th year. And in that particular picture, I tell my story through pictures every year.
Excellent.
And we create a theme, and Gianna creates a theme, and we just go.
Excellent.
I'm one of those people, I don't like to take pictures, but when I do, I like to get it done fast and, you know, let it happen. And Gianna is very, very amazing at capturing my story.
Absolutely.
Here, wherever I am in life.
Man, listen, folks, we're running out the gate today. I mean, she's dropping gems in the intro. If you don't have your notepad and paper out, closing your eyes and listening to the voice inflection to build the scene around how you're hearing the person relay the script with their voice. Wow. That is so good. I see Guest and Pierre's like student of the craft. That makes sense. Listening. Somebody just shouted out ML6. Somebody's asking, did they miss the intro? Yes, you did. Missed that. Listen, we're gonna I have my question for you, but you already kind of answered one of them, or at least began to answer one of them. And let me throw this on the screen. What have you found to be critical components of a good read? And maybe some for some of our audience, they're like, what do you mean by a read? So maybe take a second and just, help people understand what a read is, and then what are some of the critical components of a good read.
When you get your script, the first thing that I do, I try my best to connect with it.
Right.
In any way, shape, or form, I try to connect with it. So say I get a script or a read for Wendy's, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about a double stack cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger, right?
Yes. I have that VO. Go ahead.
I don't eat that, right? I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork. I don't even eat meat. Okay, that's just me. So what I do is I think about how my friends enjoy. My friends who do eat that stuff, I think about how they enjoy it. I think about their love for bacon. And I think about how they talk about it's the best thing in the world. And I'm like, no, it's not. I can't eat something that, eats its own, So I think about those things.
Right.
It's all about theater of the mind.
Nice. There's the hashtag, folks. There's the hashtag, theater of the mind. That's the first one. Go ahead.
Once I do that, it puts me in a space of put their excitement into my attitude in reading the voiceover. And once I connect with it like that, it's a go. So I think even if you don't necessarily can personally connect, find something or someone that has connected with something that you're doing,
right?
And add it to what you're doing. And for me, I think that that's super critical, because if you don't connect with what you're reading, if you don't connect with that script, it's not going to convey what it. You can say, oh, well, they want somebody cheery and they want somebody this. But if you're being fake about it, I feel like the people will hear that.
Yeah.
So like somebody will hear like, yo, she's talking about this beef, but she don't really.
Exactly.
I can honestly tell you there are people who know, but I had to do a Popeyes read. As part of a commercial, like for several weeks. I cannot tell you the amount of people that were like, yo, you had me going, and I know you don't eat that. And I know you don't eat that. But because I've heard how good chicken is.
Right.
I can hear the crunch. I can hear my grandmother sizzling it in a cast iron skillet. All of those things.
There
and
it
I
is.
Say, you gotta get to Popeyes right now.
Yeah, man, that is good. That is good. I mean, our our follow up question is what life experiences have effect on how you record, and you kind of touched on some of that, borrowing from others, but I'm certain that there are things that connect with you, that resonate with you, and definitely resonate with how you are able to record that script.
It is. I started to redo my reel, and I am doing characters.
Nice.
Alvin has me really trying to get in touch with stretching my voice.
Okay.
I love narrations. I love documentaries, things of that nature. So that's what I'm used to doing. But Alvin is challenging me to stretch my voice.
Nice.
I love Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is my favorite Disney character. I love Disney movies, Lion King, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I've never been like, let me connect. Again, going back to connection with how watching these cartoons made me feel.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Going back to knowing how Mickey Mouse and listening to Donald Duck and Daisy Duck and Goofy, and how did it make me feel? So when I go back to redo that part of my reel, I'm thinking about how did that make me feel? It made me feel happy. It made me feel alive. It made me feel.
There you go.
I got to put all of that into my recording.
There it is. That's good.
Connecting and feeling, I believe, are so major when you're reading and for it to convey properly over whatever channel that it's going to.
Wow. No, I mean, so I do some public speaking as well. And I know that some of the topics that really resonate, or, you're able to really get that message across effectively, are the topics that you truly resonate with at your core. Yeah. And so when you're able to when you tap into that space, you can actually transmit that to the people who are listening. That's amazing. Yeah. That is amazing. That's good. Listen, I've got these 3 clips that you gave me, right? These 3 clips. Okay. I've got them. I'm just gonna run all 3 of them together in a quick succession here. So after we play the clips, then you can just kind of break down all 3 of them for us. Okay. Now, I should probably have already had that queued up and ready. Here we go. Here's the clips.
Join the River Region Voting Initiative along with Black Voters Matter, 21 Dreams, Women of Will, and the King's Canvas for a Get Out the Vote Community Block Party this Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m. at the King Canvas.
Why, in my world, cats and rabbits would reside in fancy little houses and be dressed in shoes and hats and trousers. All the flowers would have very extra special powers. They would sit and talk to me for hours when I'm lonely in a world of my own. There'd be new birds, lots of nice and friendly howdy-do birds. Everyone would have a dozen bluebirds within that world of my own.
Double stack 4-piece nugget, fries, and a drink for $4. Or you can choose the junior bacon cheeseburger with nuggets, fries, and a drink for $4. You can swap out the regular nuggets for the spicy nuggets, still get that, fries, and a drink for $4. Everything is $4 on the 4 for $4 meal, okay? Make sure you get to Wendy's. The beef is back. 103.1. It's 92.1. It's We Up.
Nice. That's like all the different ends of the spectrum, right? So you give us 3 very different pieces. So let's start with the first one. Was it called River Region, or was that the name of it? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically a radio station in Montgomery, they outsourced me to do some of their commercial work because I bring, Montgomery is hardcore South, like all the way. Yeah. So for me, when something like that, when they really want to get the word out in a different voice, clear, they reach
Right.
out to me to do the voiceover work. Now, mind you, I can do the hip hop club spot, but
Right.
when I looked at the script, when I looked at the read, I saw what it was for. I said, let me tap into the importance of that and
Right.
convey that in
Right.
30 seconds.
In
Mind you,
30
that's
seconds.
30 seconds, if not 29, to make sure, because people have this much of attention span.
It
So you
is.
want to make sure that you're getting the right information through to them, not too fast, not too slow, but just enough to get that who, what, when, where, how.
Nice. I know this is a tangent point, but we're gonna have to talk about the shoes behind you at some point. This is a tangent. This is a tangent. Okay. So the middle one was you're in character.
Alice
This is
in Wonderland.
Alice.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to us a little bit about that one.
Alice in Wonderland. You think of the blue dress, the blonde hair, her hopping and trolleying through with all the animals and just thinking, and she's happy
Yeah.
and scary, and she's just trying to figure out what's in this world that I'm in.
Yeah.
And so I had to kind of tap into who Alice, in my mind, who she was.
Right.
She was kind of airheaded like, but kind of not. And just like, oh my gosh, what do I need to do? Where
Right.
do I need to go? All the wonders of the world.
Yeah. Man, that's good. And I can see, I could definitely I could see my kids resonating with that voice, resonating with what it represents, and that definitely takes them into that Wonderland kind of effect, right? So definitely stay true to the I guess the original intent of this script. So that's really cool. All right, what about that? So the last one is a radio spot, and I know that's like
So what I do is I have to read that spot literally every single day. So what you heard there, the next day I did it completely different. The next day I have to do again theater of the mind. I have to take the script and read it differently 5 times a day. So some days you get the straightforward. Some days you get the listen. Don't even play with it. Y'all need to get to Wendy's. You're hungry. Y'all gotta get
Right.
It all depends on I try my best to take the same script, make it sound different, and make it relatable to the listening audience. Because at the end of the day, Wendy's just wants you to go there and get their 4 for $4. Right?
That's
now,
it. Yeah.
Talking about they have a brand new chicken sandwich. It's their classic chicken sandwich. I have to read the script for a whole month
For the chicken sandwich.
For a chicken sandwich, and I gotta make it work. So I have them saved differently, and I'll swap them out, and this, that, and the third. So depending upon how I'm feeling that day, that's what you're gonna get with me and the chicken sandwich. So that particular day, I was just like, I don't got no time to play with y'all. Y'all can get this information.
No, but listen, all of those things go into the entire experience of the read. And I think there's a piece there that you said, of course, it's a component of your job as being on radio, but I don't want the audience to miss that part. She reads that thing 5 times a day, in different ways. That's a good practice, even if you're not on radio, to just pick up a script and read it 5 times a day, in different ways. And if you have the equipment, go ahead and record yourself. Listen to it back and hear how, or better yet, listen to Micha when she's on radio, and then listen to how she does it and figure out how you can mimic what you hear there as well. All of those are components of how you can begin to kind of prepare your mind mentally to get into a space to be able to interpret the words on the page in different ways and deliver it to the listening audience in a way that's effective. So cool, absolutely cool stuff. Okay, I've got to get Vinny on. So, but I just want to know, give us the 500-foot view here. What's up with the wall of shoes, man? The comments have lit up. People are like, "What the shoes? The shoes? It's fire."
It's not a lot, you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot. I have serious shoe envy right now.
I love sneakers. I used to play basketball when I was in high school,
nice.
And I got into sneakers a while ago. Of course, it started with the guy that I was dating, and then it kind of took a life of its own.
Yeah.
But when I played ball, and when I was younger, there was just the pennies. I had to have the harder ways. So, right here. You know so I had to get them back this last year because the ones I had them, but they fall apart over the years, whatever. So I had to get them back. I just like different shoes. I'm a collector, but not like that. I don't walk around here saying that I'm a sneakerhead. I just like sneakers.
Listen,
and I can get the ones I want. I get that L, or I get that, whatever. Yes, I do. It happened this week. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the mocha ones, and I couldn't get them, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. I hear you saying you're not a sneakerhead, but I'm not 100% sold on that one. I'm really not. I'm not 100% sold on that one. Micah, man, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough.
Pay Bugatti money for shoes. I got a limit. I got a whole limit of what I really won't pay.
Oh man, listen, Micah, I can't thank you enough for just giving us a little bit of your experience. Don't go away. We're gonna bring you back on right towards the end of the show. We have our roundtable with me, you, Alvin, and we're gonna bring in an audience guest as well. And we're just gonna chop it up for a few minutes before we close it out. But again, thank you again, man. I hope folks in the comments, if this has been beneficial, let her know in the comments right now. Put MI6 in the comments, hashtag MI6. Come on, talk to us. We're going to play a little clip that's going to talk about different voiceover types, and then we're going to dive in with Mr. Basslines himself, Alvin Chea.
Types of voiceover jobs. If you're living your life like the majority of us in this society, you're most likely hearing voiceover all day, every day, maybe without even realizing it. Because there is voiceover in everything. There's the obvious, like animation, cartoons, interactive, which is video games, mobile games, any sort of game that you interact with that has voices. Commercial, whether it's for radio, TV, or internet. Promo, which could mean trailers, something promoting something happening on TV, like tonight at 8 p.m. Central Eastern. What do they say? Audiobook narrations, radio dramas, that old school narrative that's just audio. They still make those. They're just usually on podcasts these days. ADR, which stands for additional dialogue recording. That's when you're dubbing over something or adding in some extra voices in the background. You know how movies have actors as extras in the background? Well, those extras need voices, and that's what a loop group or Walla does, and you need them for cartoons too. It's like extras, but just your voices. Also, sometimes you need to ADR with voice matching when the original actor isn't available for some reason. Translations when a piece of media is being dubbed into your language, such as anime. E-learning, so basically the narration of any sort of educational media, whether it's a business training video or some sort of language learning audio experience. I don't know. Telephone and IVR, which stands for interactive voice response. It's that little voice you hear on an automated phone call when it's like, press 1 for English.
Okay. So here's the show question, folks. Right before I bring Vinny on screen here, do you know anyone who has a voice made for vocal work? Come on in the comments, talk to us. Do you know anyone who has a voice made for vocal work? I'm looking. I see. ML6 is there. ML6 is there. That's good. I hope that video is informative. I know you guys are a little bit delayed and you're behind some, so I'm just stalling to give you a chance to see who's gonna answer this show question. Who do you know that has a voice that's made, like when you hear them, Anselm, when you hear them, Henry, when you hear them, you think, man, that person needs to be doing vocal work. I want to hear you in the comments. Henry's saying my name. Okay. The first person that responded was Kanik, and she said Henry, and then the second person that responded was Henry, and he said my name. So guess what, Henry? I'm gonna send you the link right now, and when we just go ahead and jump into StreamYard for me, Henry. I hope you're willing to do this, bro. Jump into StreamYard right now. And once we get into that roundtable section at the end, we're gonna bring you on screen with Micah and with Alvin, and we're gonna chop it up a little bit before we close this thing out. So Henry, I'm sending you the link right now, and hopefully you are going to be able to grab that and jump in with us. Right now, though, however, I am so excited to bring on screen Mr. Basslines himself, Alvin Chea. How are you, sir?
I'm good, brother. I'm doing good. You're special to me because I gave part of my special day to you.
Listen, and I'm glad you said that. So right at the outset, this is what we're gonna do right here. All right, this is what we're gonna do right here. I'm hoping that Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Found it in acapella too.
Happy birthday to you.
Come on in the comments.
All right,
Come on. It's Alvin Chea's birthday. He decided to take an hour out of his birthday to come and talk with us. Come on in the comments.
Brother, man.
Come on in the comments. Let's light it up. Let's let this man know happy birthday, happy birthday,
I
bro.
love it, man.
Man, listen, thank you so much. I know that this is a sacrifice to your wife and your family. Thank you so much for lending him to us for just a little bit.
Good. Thank you so much.
But man, birthday blessings to you, sir. Birthday blessings to you. For the folks who are under a rock and don't know who the great Alvin Chea is, please just take a moment, talk a little bit about some of what you've done, some of your body of work, both in vocal and in other arenas.
Yeah, well, I have been blessed to be part of Take Six, the Grammy Award-winning group that started there in Huntsville for 36 years. 36. We won 10 Grammys. We've traveled to 64 countries. Wow. I have been a recording artist and a on-air personality. Started at OCG, just like Micah did. And there was a station called WOAK, which Ted Rivers was before OCG. And then I have still a lot of friends there at JOU now. So that's where I kind of got started. I wanted to be a CBS anchor man. I used to run around Huntsville with that license plate CBS anchor. and just over time, God had in store that he wanted me to be a news maker and not a news reporter.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, what do I have time for? Hey! But there were still voiceovers. So that was what I could do on my own time. Back in the day, you had to be able to be close to your agency and to be close to the client to be able to work. Now, it's not that way. You could be on the moon, pull down your copy, record yourself, and upload it for your clients.
Wow. Man, listen, I'm cognizant of the time, so I want to get these two questions in and out. I got one or two other little things
and
I want to.
Apologies if you're hearing my gardener who decided right now that he needed to blow away everything in the neighborhood right now.
Listen, I'm not hearing it, and even if we were, I don't even care, man. Listen, we want to get this information from you. So right now, okay, folks in the comments, we're gonna be wrapping up this section with Alvin, and once that's done, we're gonna bring everybody on screen for some Q&A. So towards the end of this section, I'll let you know when. Start putting some questions in the comments with a Q in front of it. That's going to help me to quickly identify what those questions are. But Alvin, look, this is a question. I know we touched on a lot the last time you were on the show, in terms of recording and different other pieces. But what does it take to book a project? I mean, take us through some of the details of what all goes in from the time, what does an agent send it to you? Do you look for it? Tell us about the entire process from zero to hero.
Okay, I like that. So the entire process is in the voiceover world, you are represented by an agent. There are commercial agents, there are theatrical agents, but generally, as for our purposes, a voiceover agent. My agent happens to be in Beverly Hills. But I rarely see them. I've probably been in the office one time. I know their names. I wouldn't know their faces. Same thing with them.
Wow.
But they send me out because I'm in their virtual stable of artists.
Yeah.
There's a craft audition that comes, craft audition that comes. I, along with every other agency that meets the demographic that they're looking for, let's say the African-American man, 35 to 50. I'm submitted with a whole bunch of other guys that sound like me, that probably look like me, and we read for this stuff. And I do it right here from my laboratory. This is my Def 3. That's my Shure SM7. That's my big boy in the middle, RCA 44. And then my Revelation Blue over this way. So which way am I pointing? That way over there. I've got my my one classic, the old David Letterman mic, and I also have some stuff for when I'm on the road. Yes. But I book everything right here. I have a Pro Tools desk, and I set up. I get into the mindset of reading the directives of what they're looking for, and I do about 2 or 3 copies takes of what they're looking for, and sometimes I edit it together. But I'm always conscious to make sure I know who the character is, who the character is speaking to, what experience have they just come from. You know, what is their preset? I can't think of the term right now. But it allows me to get into character. Am I speaking to one person? Am I an African American male? Do I sound like an African American male? Do I do a general American read? Are they looking for a dialect? Are they looking for a strong thing? Are they looking for a comedic thing? Is it a dramatic read? Wow. All of these decisions, micro decisions you have to make, commit to it. That's basically the answer to your question. What does it take to book a project? You have to commit to it.
There it is.
Read. Don't break character. If you're going to go with the dialect, make sure you do it well, or don't do it at all. And just do it to death. Make sure it's tight. Make sure it's been edited right. Make sure your reverbs or whatever it is right. Copy it up. Upload that in a timely manner.
There it is. There it is. I love that, folks. He's giving us gold. He's giving us gold. I'm gonna throw this second question out. Walk us through your recording process, or a recording process, whether you're at home or you actually are going to do a read in somebody's studio somewhere. Walk us through that recording process.
I work with my DAW, my digital audio recording workstation is Pro Tools. A lot of guys use different things. I know you use Audacity. There are guys that use Logic, Cakewalk, Cube, all kind of different things.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of an industry standard, and Digital Performer is another one. But if you see here, back to my setup, so my tracks are here that I would be working on.
Nice.
On this screen is my mixers, and I'll have my plugins, that kind of thing. And on this side is my desk. So if you see it, let's see if I can show it to you. Come on, Alvin, focus. All right. So my legs go under there.
Yeah.
And I can get in as close as I need to with mic A, B, or C.
Or C. Mm-hmm.
There are interfaces or preamps that go along with each one of those. I can sound like a 10-year-old little girl if I wanted to. I can sound like a monster depending on how I spin the buttons.
There we go.
My plugins and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what I use. Pro Tools. I have learned. Now, a true transparent confession. When I started on Pro Tools and when I started in this industry, I did not know how to do it. I prided myself on being the guy under the mic. Don't pride yourself in that. That's like everybody in the industry or in the consumer world can take a picture or make a video. Everybody can do that. Learn how to edit.
Ooh, yes.
That's where the rubber meets the road. Don't pride yourself on being the talent. Learn how to edit. Learn how to cut. Learn how to paste that stuff together. Learn how to fade. Learn how to put some EQ on it. Learn how to back it off. Learn how to manipulate the information. That's where you go from entry-level amateur to professional. And that's another way that you can book that gig. So I had to learn it. I had to get my 10,000 hours in. I had to learn it honestly. I fell on my face. I found every possible way to be in a recording session and it not work. You can come back from this not working. What's going on? If you can come back from every possible disaster and still be able to manage, that's when you have it mastered.
There it is.
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours. Wow.
10,000 hours.
But listen, there's something that you said on our last the last time we had you on the show last season, and I want to link the two because I want to make sure folks know. Look, it's not just the Photographer's Delight episode you need to go back and watch. You're gonna want to go back and watch Voice, the First Broadcast and Instrument. Right. That was the title of that show that we had, and you were there. Audrey Johnson was there. Sure. Tony Perkins, David Persons was on. It was a star-studded cast, if you will, and nuggets of wisdom. But there's one in particular that you talked about where you said that your voice is one of the things that gets better with time. I want you to just speak to that a little bit to our audience. There's a lot of things that we can do in life, and you may end up aging out.
Right.
But this is not one of them. Talk to us a little bit about that piece.
Because basically your voice is a blueprint. It is a soundtrack of your life experiences. And there are different things that I've been through that that now I'm more seasoned with. I take my time with. I don't have to rush. I have nothing to prove. And that experience comes out as you're speaking or relating copy. Somebody who's reading up about some Jordans, 15, 16, 17, 25-year-old, they have a different energy and a different pace. There's a different intensity.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that's in my age group now that's going to be talking about Smith Barney Investments or Edward Jones or GMC or
Buick,
whatever the product is. There is a comfort. There is a credibility in my voice. There is there's a sage wisdom that just comes from the time that I've been on planet Earth, and you have as much to share as ever before, and even more so. And you hear it as you hear the copy. That person is bringing wisdom to that and weight to that copy.
Man, that's good. That's good, folks. There it is. Soundtrack. Your voice is your blueprint. Is a blueprint and soundtrack of your experience. Wow, that is just phenomenal, man. We are going to play another quick clip from that same video, but she's talking about agents this time, and then we're gonna bring everybody back on screen. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, you've already shown us your whole studio, but I want to play this clip. Now you said that I'm not going to show the clips of your studio since you've already showed it to us, but I do want to show this clip, and I do want you to speak to us a little bit about what it is and what that project is. I want you guys to know that this was released yesterday. This clip I'm about to share with you, was released yesterday. Here we go.
In the spring of 1863, the United States stood on the brink of collapse from within. 2 years of devastating civil war had claimed more than 250,000 lives, and with no end in sight, the nation was truly a house divided. In response to the wounds that infected the very heart of America, Abraham Lincoln issued a presidential proclamation. Today, more than 150 years later, the humility, hope, and spiritual insight of Lincoln's words still speak to us with extraordinary relevance.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of the really pivotal and timely for what we're dealing with as a nation right now.
Yes.
And the producer that's working with me happens to be a Caucasian, a Christian a gentleman. And normally, as things have been going down, we would be on opposite sides of whatever this issue is. The way the nation has decided to divide us, even in our culture of faith, we are divided.
Wow.
But he wrote this really timely piece, and it's really wonderful. And I had to bring my experience as a person of color, yet make it accessible.
Yes.
I have to be able to sound like America. I can't just sound like my community.
Yes. That's critical. That's a big point right there.
Inclusionary in your approach. Because the message is a message of hope for all American and for the whole world. And you bring what you have to bring it from a place that brings others together, not bring it from a place that pulls people apart. Wow. So very weighted in 300 years, all of that kind of stuff.
I heard it. I heard it when you said years. I said, man.
Yeah, and all of that kind of stuff. So those are things that I've had to learn. Also, just a couple of little things. My mom was West Indian.
Yeah.
So there are things that I have ways of relating and things I would say that I wouldn't even realize had a little bit of a thing on it. Just from hearing her. That he had to unteach and to redirect, and so all of those things that you every time I step behind the mic, I'm learning something new and experiencing and learning my instrument. This is with me all the time. Just like Micah said, if I hear a commercial, I say the commercial because that's the guy that booked the commercial.
There it is.
I happen to be a singer. If I hear somebody do a crazy run, yeah, I do, yeah. Because at some point there's going to be a section where the producer's going to want that run, and it can't be the first time I've ever heard it when I'm under the mic.
Wow.
So whatever it is, be able to do it quickly, efficiently, and convincingly, like we've done it 100 times before.
Man, folks, in the description on YouTube for this very video, all the links of the different pieces and resources are all there. It's stacked. Okay, resources, Alvin's site's there, Micha's site's there. The link to this project, the link is this the John 1010 project.
1010 project. There's several, probably
several of them. This one was released yesterday, but there's several of them going back, spanning the course of the year that you're gonna want to go back through and hear. Powerful stuff, man. Listen, let's hear about these agents real quick, and then let's get everybody on screen, and we'll see if we can finish this thing out in the next 19 minutes. I don't know if we can do it. I hope we can. Let's see.
Finding an agent. Agents find you auditions for the best projects that are right for you. They negotiate your payment, and they make sure you get paid. And for that, they take 10 to 15% of your earnings on that job. If an agent is telling you they charge you anything up front, run away. Danger. So before you're ready for bigger jobs, you gotta do smaller jobs. And before you're ready for smaller jobs, you gotta do free jobs. Go to behindthevoiceactors.com/casting call and audition for some amateur projects. Lots of them are fan projects for existing franchises, so you might be asked to do some voice matches. Like I see some fan projects here for Super Dragon Ball Heroes and Spider-Man and Paper Mario. And some are original projects where you can create your own original voices and work along with the director to develop those. I think the most effective way to get a good agent, rather than emailing your demo out to a person who's never heard of you before, is to get out there and make stuff of your own. Start a YouTube channel, join a theater or an improv troupe, make a web series or a short film or a radio drama. Make friends with people who also want to make things from all sides of it. Writers, directors, actors, animators. If your heart is in it and you keep it up, you will get better and your work will get better and people will notice. And yes, agents are people too.
Here we are. I've got to swap. Here we go. Okay, I think I got everybody in the right spaces. Let me do one more piece there. There it is. Okay, I think I got everything. I think so. Man, so I have down there audience guest, but this is Henry McKechnie. Henry, this is Micha and Alvin Chea. So Henry,
how you doing, brother?
Pleasure.
Henry is how it all works family, but he's family way longer than that for me. We go back to what, Forest Lake days?
Fifth grade, even.
Fifth grade. Outdoor education camp at Camp
Outdoor
Palaqua.
education camp.
Lord have mercy. Florida Conference, Southeastern Conference. Anyway, yes, sir. So I'm just so glad that he was one of the first to comment, and we got him on screen. You see how that works, folks?
I love it.
Yeah. So right off the bat, I know Henry's got some questions, but I wanna say again. Somebody said water. That's Henry's nickname. Go ahead and say something to the people, Henry. Come on, say something.
Good evening, everybody.
That's that water. But yeah, I see Gaston Pierre has followed instructions. I don't want to honor that. He has put a Q in front of his comment, his question, and so I want to just throw this out there to Alvin and Micha. Have you seen or heard of someone in the industry get drafted or signed by an agency since March of 2020, and not just transferred from another one? So I guess that's one question for either of you. I don't know. Gaston, are we still talking about voiceovers? Are we talking about basketball or football? No, I'm just joking. so either one of you, whoever would want to speak to that.
On that, there's always opportunities. In fact, if you notice, because of social distancing, there are a lot more voiceovers on television more now than ever.
Wow.
You can always animate stuff and have your characters do whatever. They can do the voice of a cat, a dog, a animated character, a funny scene on screen. Voiceover cats are working a lot more right now than live action actors.
Wow.
So there are lots of opportunities. On top of that, there are scores of YouTube and Hulu and all of these major studios need opportunities and need talent to represent their product.
Yeah, that's very good. There's more opportunities out there now, folks. More opportunities, not less. So this is, if you're thinking about this, GP, this is the time. GP, he's the base in Committed, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. All right. Micah, did you want to take us? You wanted to say something on that one? I don't know.
I'm trying to do it. So
okay, I heard that.
Alvin is coaching me and helping me to be the best that
Absolutely.
that I can do what I need to do as we march into 2021. He's honestly getting me prepared, and he opened my eyes to the fact that the time is now.
Right.
He asked me a question when we first met 5 years ago. Would I've been ready to do this? And I just had to say off the bat, like, no, I wouldn't have been. So this pandemic has really allowed me to stretch myself to be put in a position to be ready to go forward to live my dream of being in the voiceover world.
That's phenomenal, and I really hope that that resonates with somebody out there. That I think Alvin said earlier, how do you book the project? You got to commit. And I think Micah's saying a different version of that right now, but she recognized that the whole scenario kind of came together in this moment for her to be able to really step out and do this thing for real. I love that.
Just quickly say, if you need an excuse not to do it, quarantine is the perfect excuse not to do it. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know what's going on for tomorrow. I can't do that. If you want to do it, this is a perfect experience to do it. In other words, be about your business. Everybody needs an excuse to not work out. But if you're not working out, you'll find any time to work out.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So be about it. Be about it. Don't talk about it.
Oh, man, I'm loving that. Yeah, some Empress says in the comments, the Blacklist show that I really enjoy finished their season with animation and voiceovers. That is so true. I watched those last two, the second to last, and then the season finale. It was definitely right on point. Henry, I want to give you the floor for a second here, just to ask both Micah and Alvin your question, if you have any.
Yeah, no, I mean, the information has been great. One thing that's really been striking for me is, how do you get started? So I've not adopted this nickname Water that apparently they're throwing around. But I will say
get that nickname.
Yeah. But a lot of what I've heard over the years is, oh, you should be on radio. You should do this. You should do that. Your voice. And one, I actually don't really like the sound of my voice, because what I hear is different to what I hear in my head.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you can do for those who don't really adapt to what you hear coming from yourself?
Right.
More. Just do it more and more and more. Get uncomfortable on mic, and next thing you know, you will start to sound like, out of your head, what you sound like in your head. I used to be the same way. Now I sound exactly the same. I know exactly what my instrument is going to do on demand. I know what I sound like when I'm nervous. I know what I sound like when I'm under pressure. I know what I sound like in the morning, all of that kind of stuff. Just get going. One other thing I wanted to show you. This is probably for you, Water.
Yeah, Water. Come on, Water.
See this behind me? You see that mic that's there, that Neumann 87?
Yep.
You see how it's about 4'5"? That is my son's station. He's the only one that goes over there. He's 9 years old, 10 years old on the 4th, 2 days.
Wow.
Just get going. He books sessions. He's done movies. He's done this. He's done that. No more talented than any other kid. He just has the opportunity, and he has a dad that's not going to let him play video games all day.
There you go.
The best thing I can tell you is this. As gifted as you are, as naturally talented as you are, no one is ever going to say, what's your real name, Water?
Henry.
Nobody's ever going to come knock at your door, Henry, and say, Henry, you coming with me today, man. We're going to a studio. We're going to do this. We're going to get this demo done right now. It's never going to happen. You got to believe in yourself. You got to say enough is enough. God is telling these people to remind me that I have this gift for a reason. If I'm not faithful and I don't step up and do something with this gift, one of the cats, the talents that was not faithful with what was given to me. You got to go out there and recognize that you deserve and you can do more. You owe that to yourself.
Wow.
So now it's on you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Listen, you can take Henry's name out, put your name in there, family. That was good for all of us, okay? You know God's been telling you to do something. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Henry, I don't know if you have any other questions.
Yeah, no. I mean, even, I have to take a seat on that one. No, it's and Micah, you mentioned the coaching piece, and in no way am I trying to vie for a spot. But as far as coaching, whether it's by someone or coaching as far as self-coaching in self-care of your instrument.
Yeah.
What are some of those techniques and things that folks should keep in mind when, because when you're a singer, a lot of folks keep their voices warm, and some may have certain things they may drink before.
Right, yeah.
What is that routine that helps you feel comfortable and have you vocally ready at all times?
For me, before I do and read a script, it's an old trick, but it's how now brown cow. And
how now brown cow.
And so I do that. I do this thing with my tongue, where I make this crazy noise, and it helps like get all of this moving. Of course, I'm really big on my warm teas and making sure that I keep my throat very protected.
Right.
When I used to, even when I travel, my throat is covered. I don't play any games with this is it for me. This is it.
Yeah.
I have to protect it at all costs. And more than anything, I hate having a sore throat. So it's like the worst thing in the world for me. Give me a cough, give me a sneeze. With a sore throat, I will like. So I try my best to make sure that I keep it protected all the time. I drink a lot of water. I try to stay away from acidic foods. Too much of that. I don't want anything to strip my vocal cords. So I'm just very mindful. But in the morning when I wake up, when I'm about to, do my show, when I'm about to record anything, I do these crazy like voice sounds. I'm always making, my friends will tell you randomly, I will just make crazy sounds. And to me, it's not random. It's just constantly keeping my throat active and exercising my vocal cords.
Nice.
I take that very, very seriously. Every single day. Even if I'm not recording anything, if I'm laying in bed all day, I exercise my vocal cords because the next day I'm sure to have something to do. So I want to make sure that I don't go a day without making sure I'm massaging it. Just like you do with your hands, your feet, your neck. I do the same with my throat.
Good.
That's good.
Man, that's good. Alvin, I'm just piggybacking on Henry's question. Are there communities out there where vocal talent or voiceover artists or vocal actors can kind of get together and vibe off of one another? I haven't even done a Google. Yeah, there are? Okay.
Yeah, there are community, and I can't remember if you just Google it, just say the voiceover network, and you'll see a lot of people who share scripts. They'll have scripts that you can read of the different style, the different genres. I would just say quickly to people who want to get into it, you're going to need a demo reel that will help you book the agent. And at the end of you booking the agent is the one that leads you to the opportunity to audition for the gig.
Right.
You book the gig, and then you're able to work it. And right now, that means working from home. Make sure you have a setup that can work.
Oh, yeah.
Have a DAW, your digital audio workstation, how you record yourself. But what Mike is saying is dead right. You have to be able to be familiar enough with your instrument so that if anybody calls me and they need a Jamaican man,
yeah, man,
I can go there. If I need kind of more of an elevated read, you can go there. If you need to do something kind of a little bit more cool,
come on, Doc.
You got to be able to go there. If you need to be able to sound like an educated black man, you could be able to do that.
All right, that's different.
Because, and you got to be able to play the game, because a lot of times the people who are hiring for your community don't look like your community, but they think they understand your community. For instance, if I go out for a McDonald's gig, I'm going to get at some point them to say, can it be a little more hip hop? Yeah, hip hop is a good one.
Yeah.
We don't all sound like that.
Right.
However, the people who are booking for this gig think we all sound like that.
Yeah.
So I can get into whether or not I'm going to stand up for my community, or I could book the gig.
Right.
So you got to be able to give the director what it is they're looking for. Henry, find out what your dialects are. Learn how to do a comedic read. Learn how to do a dramatic read. Learn how to do the tongue-in-cheek Jewish humor that has kind of it's kind of a more of a physical thing.
Sure.
Right.
Know how to do your fast, intense reads. Know how to do your angry read. Know how to do your in love. Know how to do your food read, what you were talking about earlier, Micah, about making a cheeseburger with cheese and bacon sound great. I did baby back ribs. I want my baby back. I have never eaten a baby back rib.
Come on.
But I sold 1 million of those things.
There you go.
And it pays for this house that I'm in.
There you go.
To learn the trick with food, it's about saying the ingredients and with a smile, and it sounds more delicious. I don't care what it is. You say, read some ingredients with a smile on your face, you're booking that gig. All of those little tricks. So get going, brother. Get going. If people are telling you to do it, you are responsible for your gifts and to your talents, because your master entrusted it with you for a reason.
Woo! There it is.
Can I
That's
say one
good.
more thing? Can I
Yes,
say one
please. Absolutely.
Also, make sure that you're teachable.
Yeah.
If you're not teachable, you're not gonna make it. Even though I've been in radio for 16 years, I'm coming in this thing raw. I am coming in this thing as a whole new career. Therefore, I am willing, and Alvin can tell you, I was very open. I am not afraid of the criticism. I am not afraid of the hard, tell me everything that I need to know, because I want to learn.
Right.
I am in a place right now where I want to do something that I don't have all the information about.
There it is.
You have to make sure that you're teachable, and you have to be able to handle criticism. You have to be able to, you can think, yes, this voiceover is great. That's you. You give it to an expert. They may put red all through that. You got to be okay with that.
Yeah.
You got to say, you know what? Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm about to take it piece by piece. I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to take it piece by piece, and I'm going to do everything that I need to. And even when you send it back, I got something I have to send back to Alvin. It's probably still not going to be right. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, because I'm in a teachable mindset right now. And I want it to be right.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
No,
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, I have one more question in the chat, and then I want to give you guys a chance to kind of tell people, Micah and Alvin, where can they find you? How can they support you? But I do have this one last question, and it's about the demo reel. Should it have a variety of genres, or should it just be the ones that you're best at? Right?
So in voiceover, there's the commercial, there's animation, and there's something called industrial. She broke it down a little bit differently, but it's basically those three. When you're doing a demo reel, it should be specifically one of those three things. Don't mix your animation and your commercial work. Don't mix your industrial and your commercial work. If your commercial, you're doing a commercial reel, there's so much that I could talk about for this, but let's say your commercial reel, you should have a general American read, your continental read. You should have a dialect. You should have a straight read. You should have something that's got a little comedy into it. You should show something that's, kind of a little bit more of a dramatic thing. And if you want to be able to do some ethnic work, you need to be able to have something that brings it. It should be about 1.5 minutes long, so that it shows your range, what you can do, the different types of character, and shows your range, the types of voice that you can bring to it. You don't want to have 5 things that sound exactly alike, because it's like, okay, fast forward, I heard that. Okay, fast forward, I heard that. Be able to bring a wide swath of your talent to the table.
Nice.
So this is a 2-hour conversation, but in short, your reels should serve the agent you're going to give it to. You don't want to confuse your agent by giving them some theatrical, or you're singing, or you're doing some animation and mix your commercial. That's not what they're there for. You have separate, dedicated agents that represent different sides of the industry and entertainment.
Perfect. He's the person who asked the question was GP, and he's saying thanks in the comments right now for that answer. So we're gonna do round robin. We're gonna start with Micha. Micha, tell the folks where they can find you. And again, if you are on YouTube right now, or even if you're on Facebook, make your way over to YouTube, to the YouTube video of this show, this particular episode. All of their links, their website, and some of their videos and some of the content that they shared with, that's going to be in the description of this video. But Micha, just share with the folks where, if they want to find you, if they want to support you, if they want to see what your next projects are, and some of the things that you want to keep up with you, tell them how they can do that.
You can find me on Instagram, ML_SIX. You can also find me on Twitter. I am active on Twitter at middays ML6. I'm on Facebook sometimes. I forget about it, to be honest. I'm over there, so I just have my own. but Instagram and Twitter are probably the main sources of where you can reach out to me. I do respond to messages on my Facebook. I may check it 3 times a week. And that's ML6 or Micha, MICHA Logan. I have 2 different Facebooks, so you can contact me on there.
Got it. Alvin.
I am at the real Alvin Chea and MrBaselines.com. That's my website. I got a lot of session demos and things I've done over the years, things that I've forgotten about. But most recently, you were talking about throwing stuff against the wall.
Yeah.
I wrote this book that talks about the experiences with Take 6.
Yeah.
And I just had this come out 2 days ago. The Take 6 music scores.
Have it ordered.
So every chord that you ever heard Take 6, you want to know what it is? It's like from HalLeonard.com, $10. Merry Christmas.
Oh my gosh. Wait, hold that one back up again. Hold that
already ordered.
That's gold.
What?
Already.
Let me show you. It's about ownership, people. See that? That's my little bass.
Yeah.
Love it.
With those folks, I'm very proud of that. So,
man, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I've been doing it now. Thank you, Jesus, for years and years and years, and it is my pleasure to help people get going. I have never taken the attitude of all of this is for me. God's got a special blessing for you. Our God is that big, as He has a special blessing for me. Come get yours. Come get yours.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Again, I want to say a word of thanks to our guests, Micha and Alvin, for just taking some time out to hang out with the How It All Works family for a little bit. Henry, I'm so glad you're able to jump on screen with us here.
Great.
Your questions really added to the conversation. We got to figure out a way to how we can break into Micha's house and steal one of her not sneakerhead shoes, but see how we can. I don't know where she lives. I know she's in Huntsville. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna tell you.
I mean, between the sneakers and the mics. I mean,
this one of the two. We'd have to go out to California for the mics, so I don't know.
I'll drive.
Listen, man, you'd have to get to Huntsville first. Anyway, but folks, thank you. I want to say a word of thanks. Don't go away immediately. We're gonna close. I'm gonna close this thing out, and we're gonna chat a little bit in the after live. I know some of you are online right now like, oh, Kirk, man, why you gonna tease us like that? Yes, we're gonna chat a little bit after we go offline. But yeah, I wanted to say that word of thanks to all of you for taking the time out to come out here with us. Man, it has been a episode. I mean, it has been something else. We have heard from experts. We have been challenged. We have been chastised. We have been motivated. Honestly, our excuses have been ripped from us. For those who have something, it may not be voice work, maybe it's something else, but you're hearing from people who are chasing after their dreams. And in Alvin's case, I think we're hearing from someone who has been able to, through God's blessing, be able to chase after some dreams, and now is turning back to ensure that others can chase after their dreams as well. What is it that you need to be doing? And for Henry, hey, maybe he's going to dive in. I hope that this is the impetus. I really do. I really do. That's the whole reason why we created this space. That's the reason why this channel and this show exists. For people to be able to peek behind the veil a little bit, for them to dip their toe in the water without actually having to do anything, right? For you to be able to see a career from the other side, not as a consumer, but as someone who's actually in that discipline, who has those skill sets, and to hear from them their perspectives, to be able to see those puzzle pieces go together, if you will, and to be able to figure out how it all works. Next week, we're still in the month of November. still dealing with, voice, music, audio production. And so we're going to be talking about the writing process next week, the writing process. And listen, Gail Jones Murphy, Damian Chandler, and Crystal Carr are going to be on the show next week, speaking from their unique perspectives of the writer's process, right? Writing music and what all goes into that process. If you've ever written a song, if you've ever watched the show Songland, which is a favorite of me and my family, this is going to be an episode you do not want to miss. Man, I just can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with us on this Monday evening. Next week, 5:30 Central Standard Time, 6:30 in the East, 3:30 in the West. We'll be right back at it again with the writer's process. Thank you so much, and we will see you in the next video. How it all works. Come on. How it all